Feeling like a child through the days and the nights, living in your arms as years go by. It's easier to love, oh, oh. Easier to love, oh, oh. It's nothing like
Hey guys, it's Sophie. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. So for today's video, we are continuing the series where I show you guys some of my favorite masteries with each apparatus. And so today we're going to be focusing on ribbon masteries. So again, these are just some of my favorite masteries that I've had in my routines over the years, and I'm going to be teaching them to you today. Just a quick disclaimer, like all the other videos in this series, these masteries were designed for the 2017 to 2020 code of points, but are still applicable to this new 2022 to 2024 code of points, and I've updated their point values, but please feel free to correct me if you think anything is incorrect because I'm still learning this new code as well. Now, you don't need to be totally warmed up for this tutorial, but I would recommend doing a light stretch at least just to keep your body nice and warm for this. But yeah, otherwise all you're going to need is your ribbon and just a little bit of more space than usual because obviously we are doing ribbon. But yeah, let's get into the video. Okay, so the first mastery we're going to do here is this large throw of the ribbon from your feet. So essentially what the motion is here is a large circle of the ribbon with your left hand. Then when you bring the ribbon down, you're going to place your left foot on it, and that's the foot that's going to come up first in your little kickback. So you're going to be holding onto the ribbon for just a little bit once you've placed your foot on it, then you can just let it go and let your foot do the rest of the work. So let's practice this a few times. Just a couple notes on this one. When you're placing your foot on the ribbon, you should aim to place it near the top of the ribbon, just below where the connection is between the ribbon and the stick. You're really going to want to take enough power in your throw and kick your first leg high enough because it can sometimes be difficult to get the full ribbon off of the floor. So that's something you really want to pay attention to with this throw. Make sure the whole ribbon is coming off of the floor and that you're throwing it high enough to be counted as a large throw. It may be difficult to get the timing right of getting your foot on the ribbon, so if this is something you're struggling with, try this throw first without the circle of your left arm. Just try to first find the right spot on the ribbon to place your foot and do the throw from there. That extra circle in the beginning is just to help keep the ribbon in motion and just so it's not resting on the floor, but it's good to practice without it when you're first learning it. Okay, moving on, the next mastery here is the small échappé catching in a back walkover. The first thing we're going to need to practice here is the échappé movement itself, just with the ribbon. Essentially, it's a small flip of the ribbon over your head. Now, if you're struggling with this motion, I would suggest checking out my basic ribbon handling tutorial where I go more in depth into the technique behind this. But then in terms of your body movement, you're just going to be doing a back walkover when you catch the ribbon. And to keep the ribbon in motion throughout this whole mastery, you're likely going to need to do a one-handed back walkover. I do also have a tutorial on front and back walkovers if that's something you're struggling with. It'll be linked up in the corner as well. But yeah, like you saw putting everything together, you'll just need to do that échappé a little bit farther back so you can catch the ribbon during the back walkover. And this is something I've repeated many times on this channel before, but for catches that are in rotation, make sure you're initiating the rotation before you actually catch the apparatus, just to make sure you get credit for that catch in rotation. And once again, after you've caught the ribbon, you want to make sure it's staying in motion throughout the entire duration of the back walkover. So I'm trying to do spirals here with the ribbon in my right hand as I'm coming out of the walkover, but you can also do a large circle or whatever else works for you, as long as the ribbon is staying in motion and not resting on the floor. Okay, the next mastery here is going to be this toss and a diving split jump, and then you're going to pull the ribbon back up into your hand. Now, to be quite honest, I'm not 100% sure if this second part of this is a mastery, but if not, it's just a cool connection. So to prepare for this one, we're going to need to bunch up the ribbon. So you start by grabbing the end of the ribbon with your free hand, then just do a few more circles to nicely collect the ribbon. And then the hand that was holding the stick, as you can see here, is going to be holding the other end of the ribbon, so you can sort of rotate that stick like a club or something. So what I'm doing here is what it should look like all together, but we'll break it down in a second. Okay, let's focus on the body movement. Once you're all set up with the ribbon, the movement itself is just a diving split jump, which is essentially a split jump with your body leaning forward, followed by a front roll. And like I've mentioned in previous videos, you don't necessarily need to be in a full split during this jump. As long as your legs are somewhat open, it should still count. So during the preparation for the jump, you're going to be rotating the stick forward, then at the peak of your jump, you're going to toss it backwards and release the ribbon. Then once you get up from the front roll, you'll want to grab a small piece of the ribbon and hold it tight between your hands. You're then going to want to take your foot, I personally use my left foot, and step down on the ribbon while pulling both of your arms up. I know there's a lot to this one, so let's just take it one step at a time. Now, like I mentioned, it's very important that you prepare the ribbon carefully for this one because it can be very easy to get tangled when you toss it during the diving jump. Also, pay attention to where the end of the ribbon is in that left hand because you're going to need to hold on to it so the rest of the ribbon doesn't go flying when you throw it. One common mistake that I see here when I've been teaching other gymnasts this mastery is that they don't lift both arms when you're pulling up the ribbon. They'll typically raise their right arm but not their left arm, not the one that's holding the ribbon. And so because of this, there's not enough power to bring the stick back up. So what I would recommend doing here is pulling both arms up to generate enough power to bring the stick up in the air. Also, one more thing, try not to grip the ribbon too tight. You want to hold it sort of loosely in your hands when you're pulling it up, just to allow the ribbon to slide through smoothly. Okay, next up we've got this quick mastery with spirals behind your back during a cartwheel. So the manipulation we'll be doing here with the ribbon is just these spirals behind your back, and I'm doing spirals with my right hand here. And then the rotation is just going to be your typical cartwheel, but then your legs are meeting at the top. Now you can always do a normal cartwheel here as well. I just did this specific variation because I already had a cartwheel in my routine. But one great thing about this mastery is that there are so many different rotations you can do with this same manipulation of the ribbon. You can do it in cartwheel, illusion, walkover, and any of the variations of each of these. Similarly to this back walkover mastery that we did earlier, you're going to need to do a one-handed cartwheel during this one because the other hand is going to be just a little occupied with doing the spirals. So I find that the ribbon can get tangled really easily during this mastery. So to help with this, I would encourage you to make sure that your arm holding the ribbon is always moving throughout the duration of this mastery. Notice that when I do the cartwheel, I start to move my arm out to the side as I'm coming out of it, and that's to avoid getting myself tangled. Okay, and the last mastery here is this boomerang of the ribbon from a throw-in illusion. And by the way, the extra little rotation while I'm waiting for the ribbon is completely optional. I just had it as an extra little connection in my routine. The body movement for this is just your basic illusion. If you need help with this movement, I have a tutorial coming on it very soon, so stay tuned for that. And then in terms of the ribbon, you're going to be doing a boomerang. I do cover boomerangs a little bit more in depth in my advanced ribbon handling tutorial, which you can check out if you need some additional help on it. But the only difference here is that you're going to be tossing the ribbon with your foot during the illusion, and the way that you're going to throw the ribbon is very similar to the first throw we did in this video. So when you're starting out with this mastery, it may be helpful to hold on to the end of the ribbon the entire time, just to get used to the throw and the boomerang, but when you're feeling ready, try to do it without holding onto the end of the ribbon. It's more challenging this way because you have to toss the ribbon in illusion, then quickly grab the end of the ribbon before it flies away. So quickly lift that left arm up as you're coming out of the illusion, so you're ready to grab the end of the ribbon. And similarly to the first mastery in this video, we're going to be doing a large circle with our arm before placing your foot on the ribbon. But feel free to skip this circle in the beginning, just place your foot on the ribbon when you're starting out, just because you want to make sure you're finding that right spot on your foot. But with this throw, however, you want to put much more force into it because we want the ribbon to travel a lot further compared to the first throw in this video. If you notice, for example, that the ribbon hasn't traveled far enough, a good backup would just be to pull down the ribbon without doing the boomerang like I did here. It's not worth as much, so I would recommend sticking to the boomerang catch whenever possible, but again, it's a good alternative. But yeah, that's about it. Great job. And that is going to be it for today's video, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, hope you guys found this helpful. Maybe there's a mastery or two that you guys can incorporate into your routines. If you did do this video, comment down below and let me know how you did, because I'd love to know. And also let me know if you want a rope part of this series, because I do have one filmed, just not totally sure how relevant it would be because rope is, I feel like, sort of dying out. But if you guys want to see it, I'd be happy to edit it and put it out for you guys. But yeah, anyways, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe down below, and don't forget to turn on my post notifications if you haven't already so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. And I'll see you guys very soon with a brand new video. Bye!